Hi.
Jamie Black. It's Tina Dalia in San Francisco. How are you?
Hi, I'm good here in Chicago. Well, I mean, I'm always interested in auditioning for things with representation of trans and queer, LGBTQ, LGBTQ people. I'm always interested in auditioning for things like that. Because representation matters. Mm-hmm. I think it's important that people see LGBTQ people in doing regular things like regular people. I think there's some kind of mystery about especially trans and queer people and non-binary and everything. There's this mystery, and it's just like they're just people. I mean, seriously, it's just they're just people doing everyday things the way everybody else does everyday things. So my character Carl's interesting. Carl is going to be a slight challenge. Number one, because he's older than I am. That's the first thing. And secondly, he has gotten a penis. And his wife, who is a lesbian, is not thrilled about this. And it's going to be a challenge for me simply because these are choices that I made a long time ago. I decided I was never going to get a penis, and I decided I would never date a lesbian because it's just not, she's not going to love me the way I need to be loved, and I need to be loved as a man by a straight woman. I actually do kind of get it because I do remember a time when I felt like the only person that would love me would be a lesbian, that would be my only chance. So I do, in that respect, kind of get why he would have spent his life with a lesbian. So now he's struggling with this now disconnect with his wife in that he's got a penis, she's not into penis. So what do you do? How do you continue the marriage? Do you stay friends? What do you do? And it's just going to be interesting, I think, to see how it evolves.
What I love is that when do we hear a first person's struggle versus a cis person's sort of disconnected, I don't know, intellectualized idea of what a conflict would look like, as opposed to putting on the screen an sort of a conflict, because, right, I mean, it may shock all of us if two people chose to stay together, or is there something about love that cannot necessarily conquer all in a marriage?
I feel like Carl would want to stay, just because he feels like he's too old to start all over again. And maybe Michaela feels the same way too. I don't know. I'm sure I'm sure a lot of people relate to it. I don't think it necessarily has to be trans people. I mean, because I think that all relationships at some point come to this crossroads where it's like, gosh, do I go on? Do I still love this person? Do I go on with this person? I mean, you see it all the time. You see people get divorced after being married for 30 years. Yeah. And you're like, wow, how does that happen? And it's like, well, I mean, maybe, not necessarily a conflict like this, but something that makes them question their whole relationship. Mm-hmm. Communication is the key. I think you have to be open and honest. You have to be honest with yourself about what you need in a relationship. Mm-hmm. And then the other person needs to be open and honest about what they need in a relationship. And can those needs can you do that together? Yes, absolutely support the Indiegogo campaign. And absolutely tune in, because I think you're going to find some really interesting and fun characters that you'll fall in love with and want to come back and see over and over again.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
So great to talk to you.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.